The PMP exam is about to change in a very big way, and most people still don't know what's coming. If you are planning to take the PMP exam anytime soon, you should definitely watch this video before you make a decision. Because the new exam in July 2026 will not only look different, it will feel completely different. New question types, new structure, new rules, and even a new exam experience. So today I'll show you exactly what's changing, what's staying the same, and what all this means for your PMP journey. And trust me, some of these changes may surprise you. Let's get started. Before we go further, let me quickly introduce myself. I am Sabri C. I am the owner of casePM Academy and Lando Management Academy, and I've been helping students prepare for the PMP exam for many years. My PMP exam prep course on Udemy has been a bestseller for a long time, and thousands of students around the world have passed the exam using it. You can find the course link below. Okay, the first change to the PMP exam is the time window for project experience. Until now, PMI asked you to show your experience from the last 8 years. So currently, if you are a 4-year college graduate, you need to show at least 36 months of project experience within the past 8 years. With the new exam, they expanded this window to 10 years. This means more people can use older projects to qualify. This is especially helpful if you worked as a project lead in the past but took a break or changed roles later. After July 2026, the projects you have led within the last 10 years will still count toward your eligibility. The CAPM credit will also change after July 2026. Under the current rules, if you have an active CAPM, PMI does not require you to complete a 35-hour project management course. But with the 2026 exam, CAPM holders will no longer get a full exemption. Instead, they will receive credit for 23 hours and must complete the remaining 12 hours of training that aligns with the PMP ECHO. So the CAPM will still help, but not as much as it used to. As you can see, education levels are also handled differently now. PMI will map education categories to global frameworks like EQF and ISCED. These are international systems that classify education levels in a consistent way around the world. In this video, I won't go into the deep details of these frameworks. In the future, I will create more detailed videos that explain how they work and how your education will be mapped. For now, just know that this makes the process clearer for candidates from different countries because their diploma or degree can be matched to an international level. While the current system is simpler, it sometimes caused confusion for non-US candidates. The new structure is more strict but also more standardized. The exam structure for the new exam is also changing in a very noticeable way, and the whole testing experience will feel different. The first big change is the number of questions and the length of the exam. The current PMP exam gives you 230 minutes to solve 180 questions, but the new one gives you 240 minutes for 185 questions. At first, it seems like they give more time for the additional 5 questions, but the difference is actually very small. It's only 10 minutes extra. I'll talk about the new question styles in a minute, and when you see these new styles, you'll understand why this small increase in time will not feel like a big advantage. The break structure is changing too. Right now, you have two 10-minute breaks after question 60 and question 120. In the new exam, PMI redesigned the flow. There will still be two breaks, but unfortunately, they will be shorter, only 5 minutes each. I don't know why, but PMI thinks 10 minutes is too long, so instead of keeping the current break length, they decided to reduce it. I believe this is a mistake and maybe PMI will consider fixing this in the future. In a minute, you will see that the new question types will require more focus and our brains will need more time to reset and relax. So, a 5-minute break will not be enough to fully recover before continuing the exam. By the way, I am not someone who likes to ask for likes, but the YouTube algorithm really depends on it. So if this video is helping you, a quick like will support the channel and motivate me to create more content like this. I really appreciate it. Okay, when we look at the proportional questions from the performance domains, we see that we still have three domains: people, process, and business environment. When we look at the percentages, we see that the number of people domain questions is decreasing from 42% to 33%. The process domain questions are decreasing from 50% to 41%, and the business environment questions are increasing from 8% to 26%. At first, this looks like a big change, but when we look at the detailed tasks and enablers, we see that instead of adding extra new content, it feels more like they simply reorganized some of the existing tasks. They basically moved risk, issue, and integration from the process domain to the business environment domain, and so on. Of course, there are some changes in the tasks and enablers too, but overall, the exam content is not dramatically different, just mostly rearranged into a new format. Now, let's talk about agile and predictive questions because this part also looks different at first. In the current exam, we usually say the split is 50% predictive and 50% agile and hybrid. In the new exam, PMI shows it is 40% predictive and 60% agile and hybrid. On paper, this seems like a big shift, but when we listen to real feedback from students who took the current exam, almost all of them say they already got around 60% agile and hybrid questions. So PMI may have updated these percentages just to match what is already happening in real exam situations. It looks like a change, but in reality, it is simply a clearer way of showing the true exam experience. So, if the exam content is almost the same, what is actually changing in the new exam? Here comes the biggest change. There will be case study exam questions. In other words, they will give you case study blocks where you read one long scenario and then answer several questions based on it. These case study questions will appear during the first part of the exam. For now, we don't know how many case study questions they will include, but since they say there will be a separate exam section just for this question type, we can assume that around 1/3 of the questions will be case study style. Some case studies will include charts and graphs, so it feels closer to a real project situation. Currently, most questions are scenario based, but each question has its own scenario, and these scenarios are usually just 2 to 3 sentences long. But in the new format, they expect you to work with one long scenario and use that same context to answer multiple questions. Well, this new style may have positive and negative impacts. When we look at the positive side, it feels more realistic and reflects real project environments better, where one situation leads to many decisions. But when we think about the negative side, reading long scenarios during a stressful exam may increase the mental workload and slow us down, especially when the questions require deeper analysis. As you can see, the new exam brings a completely different experience. The structure is changing, the question styles are changing, and even the way PMI expects you to think during the exam is changing. Many people will want to review the new Echo themselves to understand these changes more clearly. So, if you'd like the link to download the new PMP Echo, just write new PMP in the comments and I'll send it to you. Now, what should you do? Should you wait for the new exam or should you take the current version? Well, if you already satisfy the eligibility criteria, I strongly suggest taking the exam now. The current PMP exam is stable, predictable, and very well understood. There are no surprises, no new question types, and no sudden changes in structure. Everything is clear and you can prepare with confidence. Another important point is this. You already have a complete step-by-step course that covers everything you need for the current PMP exam. You can use my PMP exam prep course and the link is waiting for you in the video description. The current exam is fully aligned with the course, so your study path becomes much easier and much faster. Of course, I also understand that not everyone can take the exam before July 2026. Maybe work, family, or other responsibilities make it difficult. If that's the case, don't worry at all. The course will be updated in July to match the new exam system, including the new structure and the new question styles. So, whatever happens, you will be fully supported. Thank you for watching, and if you found this helpful, feel free to subscribe for more updates. See you in the next video.